And we end today's show about luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. Turns out your quote-unquote made in Italy luxury handbag might have more ties to Chinese factories.
Have you ever paid thousands of dollars for a luxury item, believing you were buying true craftsmanship and exclusivity, only to later wonder if it was all just a marketing illusion? Today, we're diving deep into a shocking story that's shaking the entire fashion world to its core. Viral videos coming straight from Chinese factories are making explosive claims that brands like Louis Vuitton, the very symbols of luxury, might not be telling us the full truth about where and how their expensive products are really made. Is everything we thought we knew about luxury fashion just a carefully crafted lie? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you look at designer brands forever. In the world of luxury fashion, few names carry as much prestige, history, and influence as Louis Vuitton. For decades, the brand has been a towering symbol of quality craftsmanship, European elegance, and elite status. Every handbag, wallet, or pair of shoes proudly bearing the LV monogram is seen as a badge of taste, wealth, and exclusivity. Customers across the globe willingly spend thousands of dollars for the privilege of owning even a single Louis Vuitton item, believing they are buying into a legacy of exceptional handmade artistry, crafted by seasoned artisans in the prestigious workshops of France, Italy, and Spain. However, recent developments are challenging that long-standing belief and sending shockwaves through the fashion community. A viral video originating from inside a Chinese factory has surfaced online, quickly making the rounds across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. The footage has ignited fierce debates and stirred public outrage, sparking an intense conversation about authenticity, transparency, and the real meaning of luxury in the 21st century. In the viral video, a factory worker, whose identity remains anonymous, makes some truly explosive claims. According to this worker, many of the products consumers believe are painstakingly handcrafted in Europe are, in fact, mass-produced in industrial cities like Dongguan and Guangdong in China. These cities are widely known for being manufacturing hubs, producing everything from electronics to garments on a massive scale. But until now, few would have associated them with ultra-premium luxury brands like Louis Vuitton. The worker didn't hold back. He alleged that despite their marketing campaigns proudly emphasizing European craftsmanship, a significant portion of these luxury goods are quietly made overseas, in factories far removed from the romantic ateliers and artisan studios we're led to imagine. One of the most shocking revelations from the video is that more than half of Louis Vuitton's handbags are actually produced in China. This revelation alone was enough to send luxury shoppers into a frenzy. But the workers' claims went even further, stating that a large amount of the silk used in Louis Vuitton's products is sourced from a Chinese factory based in Hangzhou named Huashili. For a brand that has built its entire identity around French heritage and high European standards, these revelations feel like a betrayal to many of its loyal customers. The marketing narrative Louis Vuitton has cultivated over generations emphasizes quality, exclusivity, and tradition. A tradition deeply rooted in Europe. Learning that a significant portion of production may actually occur in industrial Chinese factories has left many consumers feeling misled and disillusioned. And if that wasn't enough, the worker dropped another bombshell. He revealed that a manager at the factory once told him that it costs around $15 to produce an item that looks almost exactly like a Louis Vuitton luxury product. Think about that. An item costing less than a meal at a fast food restaurant. is later sold for upwards of $2,000 or more in retail stores. The profit margins implied by this revelation are staggering. Of course, everyone expects brands to make a profit, especially luxury brands. But the scale of the markup, combined with the possibility of deceptive marketing about product origins, has stirred real anger among shoppers who feel they were sold a dream, one that might not have been based entirely on truth. This controversy taps into a much larger issue that has been brewing for years: the growing demand for authenticity and transparency in consumer industries. In an era where information is more accessible than ever, people want to know the real story behind the products they buy. They expect honesty from the brands they invest in, especially when making significant financial commitments. When a brand like Louis Vuitton, a brand that has built its empire on the promise of genuine craftsmanship, is accused of quietly outsourcing to cut costs while maintaining sky-high retail prices, the sense of betrayal cuts deep. As the video continued to spread and gather millions of views, public pressure mounted. Consumers demanded answers. Soon, a statement was reportedly released to the press from a source close to Louis Vuitton. The source categorically denied the claims made in the viral video. They emphasized that what the worker alleged was completely false and untrue, and assured customers that every Louis Vuitton product is crafted under meticulously high standards. According to the source, Louis Vuitton remains committed to maintaining the excellence and European heritage it has been known for since its founding in 1854. They stood by the integrity of their production processes, insisting that the brand's reputation for quality craftsmanship remains untarnished. However, the statement left many people unconvinced. While outright denial was expected, what many consumers hoped for was more transparency. Perhaps a detailed explanation or a behind-the-scenes look at their production facilities. Instead, the broad denial without hard evidence fueled even more skepticism and distrust online. Part of the issue is that outsourcing in fashion is not new. For decades, even some of the most prestigious luxury brands have outsourced various stages of their production process to countries where manufacturing is cheaper. Sometimes, only the final assembly takes place in Europe, allowing brands to legally label the item made in Italy or made in France. Technically, they aren't lying, but morally, many customers feel it's a form of misdirection. This brings us to an important philosophical debate. What exactly are consumers paying for when they buy luxury? For some buyers, it's about craftsmanship, the belief that an expert artisan spent hours, maybe even days, meticulously creating a single item. For others, it's about the prestige, the status symbol that comes with owning a designer item. It's not just about the product itself, it's about what it represents. Interestingly, not everyone is furious about these revelations. A significant portion of online users have expressed a different view. They simply don't care where the products are made. For them, Louis Vuitton is about the brand, the emotional and social currency that comes from owning a piece of that world. As long as the final product looks and feels luxurious, they argue, its geographic origin is irrelevant. They see their purchase as paying for the name, the experience, the story, and the feeling it brings, not necessarily the specific hands that stitched the leather or sewed the seams. This divide in reactions perfectly highlights the complicated relationship between modern consumers and luxury brands. On one hand, there is a clear expectation of authenticity and transparency. On the other, there's a willingness, sometimes even an eagerness, to suspend disbelief and indulge in the fantasy that luxury brands so masterfully craft. But whether angry or indifferent, one thing is clear: the damage is done. once the idea is planted that a luxury brand might be deceiving its customers, rebuilding trust becomes a monumental task. Looking ahead, the situation could escalate even further. If more factory workers from different locations come forward with similar allegations, it could trigger a massive reckoning in the luxury fashion world. Brands might be forced to overhaul their marketing strategies, rethink their supply chain policies, and embrace a level of transparency that many have historically avoided. This could also spark a broader conversation about ethical manufacturing and consumer responsibility. In recent years, awareness about labor conditions, sustainability, and ethical sourcing has grown rapidly. If luxury brands, long thought to be paragons of quality and ethics, are found cutting corners, it would challenge fundamental assumptions about what it means to buy luxury. It's also important to stress that producing goods in China is not inherently negative. Many factories in China are world-class, operating with incredible precision and high standards. The issue here isn't where the goods are made, it's about the honesty with which that information is communicated to the buyer. In the end, consumers will have to ask themselves difficult questions. How important is it to me where my luxury goods are made? Am I paying for craftsmanship, or am I paying for a brand narrative? And if I'm willing to pay thousands of dollars for a brand name alone, does it even matter where or how the item was made? For now, Louis Vuitton stands firm in its denial of the viral video's claims, but the seed of doubt has been planted. And in today's interconnected world, once doubt takes root, it's very difficult to fully erase. Even if no further evidence emerges, the conversation has already changed. Luxury brands may find themselves facing a new era, one where secrecy is replaced by transparency and where myths are replaced by verifiable truths. The world of luxury fashion may never be the same again. Before you go, we want to hear from you. Do you believe Louis Vuitton's statement that the viral factory claims are completely false? Or do you think there's more to the story that the brand isn't telling us? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're eager to hear your perspective. And if you found this deep dive eye-opening, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. We bring you daily updates on fashion, celebrity news, and the stories that shake up the industries we love. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, in a world full of labels and luxury, always look beneath the surface. We'll see you next time with even more stories that challenge what you think you know.